Have you noticed just how many weird mistakes are hiding in Sonic the Hedgehog 3? From bizarre continuity errors to scenes that straight up don't make sense, this movie is full of wild moments. Why does Shadow randomly use a motorcycle? Why does Sonic forget he's super fast at the worst times?
Look out!
And seriously, how are they even talking on the moon?
Maria might be gone, but your love will always remain.
Get ready, because we're breaking down the most ridiculous mistakes and inconsistencies in Sonic 3. Trust me, after this, you won't see this movie the same way again.
Is that normal?
No.
So, apparently having a heartbeat as a living organism is not normal? Either that, or they were dead serious about keeping Shadow alive without one.
Someone's hacking the system.
What?
Meanwhile, a high-level government agent who must remain undetected while hacking into the world's most dangerous weapon leaves his own logo behind for everyone to see. Great job staying undercover. And let's talk about the emergency button. Usually these things are kept under protective glass to prevent accidental activation, but not here. Just leave it wide open so anyone can accidentally trigger an alert. Now, here's something that really bothers me. Why on earth did the scientists give the most dangerous life form a pair of white gloves? Were they going for a Mickey Mouse aesthetic? And more importantly, what are these things made of? Because Shadow punches through reinforced glass, fights through the entire movie, and yet not even a scratch on them. That's some next-level durability. Oh, and this guy? He looks completely shocked by what he's seeing, despite the fact that everyone in this facility should know everything about Shadow, down to his shoe size and favorite brand of chips. Speaking of smart decisions, where do you think they locked up the most dangerous creature in existence? A classified underground facility? A remote island? Nope. 5 minutes away from a city with 14 million people. Not in a hidden lab, not at the bottom of the ocean. Just chilling in Lake Tokyo. What could possibly go wrong? Then we get some classic continuity errors. The table and tent swap places between shots.
Go!
A colorful mob of characters literally walks through Tom and Maddie. Sure, maybe Tails could squeeze between Maddie's legs, but Knuckles passing between Tom's legs? I'm not buying it. And here's something that's never been explained. How does Sonic see anything when he's curled into a ball? The creators clearly didn't rewatch the previous movies because at the end of Sonic 1,
It's all here. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it!
Tom and Maddie moved all of Sonic's stuff from his cave to the attic in their house. But now, suddenly all of it is back in the cave.
My old cave.
I can't believe this is where you lived all those years.
My state-of-the-art security system.
Oh, and this drawing?
You know, I drew that on my first night on Earth. I wanted to remember where it came from.
It wasn't there in Sonic 1. In that movie, the area next to the trophies and flags was completely empty. Now, suddenly, there's a sketch. Where did that come from? Also, the writers seem to have forgotten that eyes are kind of important for seeing things. So Sonic, Shadow, and everyone else, while using their superpowers, must be seeing something like this. Tails actually has a fuel tank installed in his gaming device, which is strange considering it's supposed to be just a gaming device.
It's really just a question of temperature and distance.
Why? No idea, but it's weird. Then there's the golden rings. These are insanely useful. Yet somehow Gun hasn't confiscated them from Sonic. I mean, come on, imagine how valuable they'd be for military use. Also, let's talk about the helicopter scene.
But as long as we stick together, there is nothing we can't handle.
Everyone is casually talking inside a helicopter without microphones or headsets. Yep, because that's totally how sound works. And speaking of time consistency, Sonic and friends teleport to Tokyo, which should mean it's already morning or noon there. But apparently, the filmmakers forgot about time zones.
Look out!
Sometimes, Sonic even forgets that he's super fast. A truck is coming at him, and instead of dodging it instantly, he reacts as if it's moving in slow motion, like cherry blossom petals floating at 5 centimeters per second.
Keanu! You are a national treasure.
When I find you.
Pop quiz, hot.
And here's a funny one. Sonic, a huge Keanu Reeves fan,
Please, 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 please. Yes, Keanu!
Doesn't recognize Keanu's voice when meeting Shadow?
You jumped out of a gun helicopter. There's nothing to talk about.
He should have at least made a joke about it. Meanwhile, Knuckles falls straight down at a 90-degree angle, but somehow lands at a 30-degree angle. Because physics. And what's the deal with Shadow using a motorcycle? Even though he can teleport, he still rides a bike, just to match the old game's canon. Next, we have a true cinematic masterpiece.
Coming through!
A driver spills his drink before Sonic even crashes into his truck. And Shadow? He smashes a bus window, but in the next shot, the glass is perfectly intact. Then we get into some really questionable writing choices.
This is a Chow Garden, one of the top 10 must-see spots in all of Tokyo.
Are the Chow actually part of the human world now? The logic behind this makes zero sense. It's like the filmmakers threw it in and thought, we'll explain it later. But let's be real, they probably won't.
The project leader was blamed for the incident and imprisoned.
And somehow, nobody noticed a glowing device in the hands of a psychotic prisoner in the middle of the night. A gun would have been less obvious than that thing.
Shadow found only pain and loss. It begins over 50 years ago.
In the games, the gun was not found to protect from alien incidents. Instead, they were founded as an effort to control domestic conflicts and major criminals, with the group existing for at least 50 years before the events of Sonic Adventure 2. A crowd of kids gets attacked with missiles, but the only casualty is some random guy who survived actual wars. Okay, sure.
Perhaps the fox is right.
Sonic, I hate to say it, but I think we're both after.
Tails wears a backpack throughout the scene, but in one shot, it's gone, and then suddenly reappears a moment later.
I thought I was having an anthropomorphic nightmare.
And what happened to Eggman? In deleted scenes, it was revealed that Stone rescued and healed him, but the final movie doesn't explain anything. Why did he just lock himself away for no reason? Did losing to Super Sonic break him, or did he just decide to stuff his face with food for the sake of his canon look? Even his team up with Sonic makes no sense. He's using the exact same drones he's always had, so why would he even need Sonic? Then there's Maria. She plays a song from 1989, but this flashback is set in 1974. Someone should check their dates. Speaking of physics, when Maria makes a sharp turn, she should slam into a wall due to inertia. But nope, she just magically adjusts. Meanwhile, the crowd of scientists in the lab completely changes between shots. First, there were 3 men, 2 of them dressed in brown, and then suddenly, there were 3 men dressed in white.
This door is 6-inch thick solid steel on a pressurized latch.
Oh, and apparently you can now determine the flavor of a drink just by tapping the bottle. Amazing. Also, popcorn from 50 years ago? Somehow, it hasn't decomposed at all. And here's a classic villain mistake. Instead of actually killing his enemies, the bad guy just assumes they'll die on their own.
Feels scary.
Also, why did he randomly create a black hole hammer? If that was really a black hole, there would be gravitational lensing, time distortion, and, oh yeah, the planet would be gone.
Trick shot!
Why did Sonic kick the ring backwards? Did he want the portal to open behind him? Is he stupid?
Yep, we're that stupid.
Why doesn't Gun control the Master Emerald at all?
I'm not asking you twice, Knuckles. Where is the Master Emerald?
They definitely know where it is, since Knuckles isn't exactly hiding it. Considering that anyone who touches it becomes a demigod, Gun should have confiscated it at any cost.
Something even more powerful than pain. The love we felt for each other.
And finally, we get to the biggest scientific mystery of all. Why are they talking and breathing on the moon? Oh well, Paramount logic. And that's just scratching the surface. Sonic 3 may have its fair share of weird mistakes and inconsistencies, but at the end of the day, it's an entertaining movie. Despite all this, I still enjoyed it. Did you spot any other mistakes? Drop them in the comments and see you in the next one.